Ooh. Surprise. I decided to go early. I'm bored. And I didn't want to fall asleep. So here we are. Hey, toilet water. Hey, doobly doo. Picking on me and my name. Yeah, hopefully Larry's on his way. They already tried that once. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Toilet water. Seriously, just stop. Hey, Adam. Hi, Ted. Jubal doo. Well, the reason that I call it Wild Wednesdays is not because we always get crazy. The Wild was actually part of John's screen name, and his nickname was Wild Scotsman, and it was spelled with a Y. And I actually gave him that name when he was trying to find a AOL name to go into the chats with. So Wild Scotsman it was, and I actually tattooed Wild Scotsman across the back of his shoulders. It came out really nice. So the Wild is in honor of John. So because he's always with me, so he might as well be part of my YouTube as well. My son uses Wild Reaper for his gaming name, spelled the same way, Wild. It turned into a family thing. Issa tried to use it too, and John and my son yelled at her because she was well, she married John, but she never really treated anybody like family, so she wasn't supposed to be using the Wild. Um, yeah, she couldn't game either. John, my son used to take screenshots every time he shot her in the ass because they would turn on friendly fire every time she played. Yeah, it was funny. Hey, Bobby. Yeah, am I? Yeah, Dibble. My heart is with your friends that are in the Ukraine, and everybody that's having to deal with this horrible thing. I have to admit, I got really mad in Victoria's show this morning, and I mean, I did make a few comments, but I did refrain greatly from what I wanted to say when aviation fans said that everybody should just keep their nose out of it and it would stop. Um, Dominating an entire another country is not a plausible solution to this. If that were the case, we'd all be speaking German. You know what I mean? I mean, if nobody helped anybody with anything, Hitler would have been ruling the world for years now. You know, it doesn't work that way. When you see something that's inhumane, something that's not right, you have to stand up for it. Otherwise, it's just what the fuck, you know? So yeah, she said that our gas prices are our president's fault because he's not keeping his nose out of Russia's business. I was like, what the fuck? Um TG, that's not what I meant. You know, when you see atrocities around the world, you need to stand up to it. I mean, if if you watched your neighbor beating his kid out in the front yard, are you going to just ignore it? It'll stop eventually, right? So we can just ignore this poor child getting beaten to death. It's the same thing with other countries. You can't allow shit like that to happen. It's just not right. And I did get very angry um, that basically someone would think it was okay for one country to invade another country and do what they're doing to the people there. That's not right. Yeah. I mean, it's just not. And it did seriously piss me off. I didn't rant in Victoria's because it's Victoria's, but I couldn't not say something. Mm. And my comment was actually, well, if Australia got invaded, you'd damn right they'd be asking for help. And she said, no, they wouldn't because they have flooding there that's really bad and they haven't asked for help. Well, it's a big difference between a natural disaster and people bombing your house. and walking in with guns and killing people. I mean, come on, you know. And if Australian government feels they need the help, they will ask for help. And you know what? Other countries will help them. So I just I don't agree with the attitude to just ignore atrocities that go on like that. You know. Yeah, Debbie, we've had a lot of noise overhead here too. There's been a lot of movement here because we have an airport that's not too far from where I live, and we have the National Guard here. Um, and they use the commercial airport as a stopping point. So we get a lot of Chinooks that stop, and I don't know if they, you know, change out supplies or whatever. Helicopters mostly use it because, of course, it's for private planes. So the landing strips are not that big. They're not for like, a bomber or anything, but um, the helicopters and things like that can come in, and they use them for staging areas and stuff when they need to. And there's been a lot of air traffic overhead, and it's scary for us here that have. I mean, I don't have any family that's in the military, but it's scary for those that do. I mean, like Victoria's son is in the Navy, so we have a lot of our YouTube friends who have children that are in the military, and it's just a matter of waiting for that call, and it's very scary. I mean, look it up online, TG. You can see it. So, yeah, I just had to get that out that I just couldn't. I actually couldn't believe that she said that. Um, to just ignore it and it would be over soon. Yeah, because Ukraine would be completely dominated, no longer called the Ukraine, and have, three-quarters of its people would be dead. Yeah, that's a good solution. Not. Good God, people. Mm. And I mean, I don't want to get this into a big political thing with this president and that president, and it wouldn't happen if the blah 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 bullshit. Okay. Yeah. It just Russia shouldn't be invading Ukraine and harming its people. I mean, there's no reason for it. It's ridiculous. It's greed. Aviation fan Bobby in Victoria's chat this morning. She said that if our president had kept his nose out of Russia's business, we wouldn't have be complaining about fuel prices and things like that. And that if everyone kept their nose out of it, it would be over soon, and then it would be over and done with, or something similar to that. And I just it flared me up big time. Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck?" I actually yelled at my laptop. So I was like, "Ah!" Mm. So, well, little Debbie, I saw last night. I was watching Stephen Colbert, and he had a section on there. The Ukrainian women, the moms, have gotten their children to safety, and they went back into the Ukraine, geared up and armed up, and said, "You know what? Now you've pissed off the moms. Y'all done, and you fucked." Because now we're armed and we're not putting up with it either. So a lot of the women have gone back into the Ukraine to fight for their country and their people. And I think that's amazing. In one aspect, it's scary that you might, leave your child parentless, but in the other hand, you have to fight for what you believe in. You have to fight for your country, or your kids are not going to have a home. They'd have to relocate and be refugees, and it's very, very scary. I know that Philly Flipper is doing a lot to raise money to send to help out the Ukraine refugees and things like that. So if anybody um, wants to go and check out his channel, he's got all kinds of information on there about fundraising and merchandise and different things that he's doing. He's got a friend that's actually in the Ukraine helping refugees, or in the country right next to it helping refugees. Um, so yeah, if you want to go check Paul's channel out, Philly Flipper. I don't have his link handy, but I know he's been on a few channels today promoting it to help out. Um, and I mean, people, whether it's foreign, domestic, whatever, whether it's your neighbor next door kicking his puppy, don't ignore something that's wrong. You just can't. I mean, what happens if then what's going wrong is happening with you? Nobody's going to come help you because you've ignored everybody else needing help. I mean, come on, it's not right to let horrible things happen and not try to stop it. It's just not right. God, I can see Dibble and Scarlet together. Good Lord. Don't let TG anywhere near the geese. Thank you, TG. That's Philly Flipper's channel. So go and check out his he's put some videos up to help out with Ukraine refugee relief and things like that. And any help they can get is greatly appreciated. Yeah, well, toilet water, you say it your way, I'll say it the right way. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about those ducks and swans, though. I don't know, but I did have to vent about that because it did bother me, and I know it bothered a few other people, and it just let's just say I don't want to be anywhere near Georgia if something happens and I need any help. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, they're gonna ignore it and hope that it just solves itself. So let's hope none of our neighbors need any help. Well, how come the baby swans left, but the other ones are still there? Why didn't the baby swans stay? That makes no sense. I don't like you anymore, Mom. I'm leaving. Pretty bad when your baby swans run away from home. And where do they go when they leave? There's some kind of like swan rest area where they all gather and then go in different directions to find a new home. Yeah, Debbie, I agree. I agree. And a lot of the price raising is greed in our country. It's in all countries. It's greed. It's the people that are owning the fuel companies and things like that that jack the prices up. As soon as anything goes wrong somewhere in the world, they start jacking prices up, and they don't need to jack them up like that. It's not necessary, you know. It's just greed. They don't have enough gajillions of money, gajillions of dollars. They need more. Yeah. What was it? I think I saw Eric Bishop said that it cost him $800 to fill his rig, his truck. That is a lot of fucking money. So all y'all complaining that it's like $80 to fill your tank, be glad you don't drive a big rig. But in any time of conflict, there's always been sacrifices, whether it's fuel or, I mean, at one point, women couldn't even have nylons. They couldn't have pantyhose because all of that was used for things that went into the war effort. They actually would draw lines on the back of their legs with eyeliner to make it look like they were wearing nylons. And back then there was a seam, so they would take that black pencil and they would draw on the back of their legs so it would look like they were wearing nylons. Yeah. Yep. So it's going to be another very little travel summer for an economy that's trying to recover from the whole COVID thing. There's not going to probably not going to be much traveling except by the very rich people that can afford to fill their tanks up and travel. Because people just can't afford it. Which, if it's a vacation, it's not really necessary. It's nice to get away, but it's not necessary, you know. Um, but all those places that depend on tourist dollars for their money, it's hard for them to survive when they're not getting any income. It's just a horrible situation all around, and war affects the entire planet, and it definitely should not be ignored, though. No, you don't ignore crap like that. Ignoring it is not good form. Yeah. Let's hope Larry made his flight okay. Heading back to the cold in Pennsylvania. That's just bullshit what American Airlines did to him. That's crazy. Yeah, I am too, TG. I'm glad he had Victoria was able to let him stay with her again last night. I mean, but an hour to the airport and back is crazy. But I am glad that I mean, if that were me, I'd have been spending the night in the airport. You know what I mean? I'd have no place to go. I'd have no money for a hotel, nothing. So yeah, American Airlines is there's a few of them you hear always screw over their passengers. They just airlines just don't care anymore. I remember what it used to be when I was a kid. I mean, quality of your trip was part of it was the flight, and they would bend over backwards to make people happy. And now they're just like, fuck it, we don't care. We know you need us, so we don't give a damn. Mm, I don't know. I have no idea. I do know that he had said something about um they were flying they were still flying people out, but not the people with connecting flights. Well, why can't you get a connecting flight? What the hell? It doesn't make sense to me that they could fly some planes out, but they couldn't fly him out. Chicago. Yeah, it's Chicago he's heading into. He left today, Bobby. He was gonna have a flight Thursday, but they wanted him to they would have had to leave the house at like 6:30 in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning or something, and he was like, no. They managed to get him one for today. So craziness. I don't know. Yep, if that were me, I'd be stuck in my little wheelchair in the middle of the airport going, ah, la, 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 la. Yeah, maybe, Debbie. I don't know. It's got to be some pretty severe wind to cancel flights because I mean, you never remember hearing about. You remember hearing them canceled for snow because the wings would ice up too much at a lower altitude, or with the snow and stuff, or the runways were too covered with snow and ice, and the trucks couldn't clear them fast enough. But not rain. It's like, oh, it's raining, okay. But yeah, if the wind was bad enough, the plane he was supposed to get never made it to Jacksonville. Huh. Well, I know it was icy and sleeting last night here in my town. Because I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. It sounded like someone was throwing rocks at my window. Like, what the hell? Yeah, sleet was hitting my window hard. Hard enough it woke me up. Damn it! I finally got some sleep, and the freaking weather wakes me up. Craziness. So my neighbor knocked on my door at 1 o'clock, and knocked like I thought it was my landlord, because my landlord's supposed to come pick the rent up today. Didn't tell me when, of course, and I haven't heard from him yet, so it could be at any point in time. But I get this knocking on my door. I'm like, freaking landlord didn't let me know he was on his way. So I'm like, hold on, and I'm rushing to get in the wheelchair. I hurt my back. Yay. And it turned out it was my neighbor, put my mail in my doorway. I'm like, why do you knock? Why? You're just gonna walk away anyway. Why knock? I'm gonna get it when I get up. It doesn't make any sense. But um, and I got a thing from the Nielsen rating people. They sent me $2 in cash. I'm like, oh, look, I got money in the mail. Woohoo! And if I fill out their questionnaire thing and I mail it back, I get another $5. I'm like, hell yeah. And I could actually do that because my mom didn't come today because the weather was bad, and I told her to wait until tomorrow because it's just supposed to be cloudy tomorrow. So I can actually fill this thing out and put it in the pre-stamped envelope that they sent with it, and have my mom put it in the mailbox when she leaves tomorrow. It's the only time I can get mail in the mailbox. Yep. So I got $2 today. Woohoo! I'll try not to spend it all in one spot. Paying my bills and everything. I did not have enough money for the internet. I did get the electric paid though, but it left me nothing for the internet. And my StreamYard tried to take money out of my PayPal. Yeah, that didn't happen. So right now I can still use the $25 one, but eventually, hi my dibble.
Knock knock.
Eventually, they'll bump me down to the free plan, and I'll have 20 hours to go until I get the $25 to do my StreamYard. But for right now, I'm still all right. And I'll have to do the sell some get on the ball and get more stuff made and sell some jewelry so that I can pay the pay my internet bill. Otherwise, the StreamYard won't matter because I won't be online.
Hello, Scarlett. What are you doing?
She's falsely advertising is what she's doing. Yeah,
What
TG, that
in
would
the
be
hell is a no meat meatball, Scarlett? There's no
it's
meat in it, so it's not a meatball.
yeah, it's a meatless ball.
Meatless ball.
We
And
have
we
meatless
know what those look like.
we have meatless balls for TJ. Well, Bobby, hopefully he'll be able to land in Pennsylvania because I don't know. It's Poor Larry, man. And he's just so passive about it all. He goes, well, you know.
Well, hopefully they'll be able to. Oh, he's not going to Charlotte because Charlotte was going to have some bad weather today.
Yeah, no, he's going to Chicago and then to PA.
So what have you been working on, Kodi?
A bunch of crap I screwed up and I had to scrap. But I did get another ring stamp. I didn't get a picture of it yet. I should do that.
Right, because we need pictures.
Yeah, it's a pewter ring. It's stamped. It's nothing fancy, but it's cute. I like it.
Did I ever hear where Bobby is? Where's Bobby?
Minnesota.
Oh.
She said she's in Minnesota, but there were people from PA in another chat talking about bad weather there.
Mm. Yeah, who was that said that this morning? Was it Kathy? Or maybe somebody else.
I don't know.
It seemed like I heard something.
Turtle. Richmond. There it is.
So I've been working outside so much. Today, I have already put fertilizer down on the whole yard.
Well, you know, bullshit this morning, fertilizer in the afternoon. It's all good.
Yep. And so I had got a really good deal on some fertilizer a couple of weeks ago, and I bought like a ton of it. And I figured I would read the damn bag and see if I could put it out because we're gonna get rain, but I don't know how much rain, and so I hope we don't get like a washout rain because
Yeah.
I just need some rain. It needs to be kind of watered in, and so I'm hoping that we just get some rain because if we get more than some, a lot of it might wash off.
Yeah.
But I bought so much of it that I in case, the first go round don't do real good, I can have 2 or 3 more go rounds with it.
That works.
Hells yeah.
Click.
Well, I have a lot more birds this year. Only because the gooses now have like 4 generations hanging out in the same brood. And I mean, my ducks kind of always is the same amount or less because people shoot them and they die and, things. They don't live near as long as, well, the gooses just stay all together though. The whole family stays together forever.
Yeah, unlike apparently TG's swans who run away from home.
Yeah, like where do those babies go? They don't fly away. They stay with their parent. And then sometimes the boys will go off and pick up some other ladies from another family and go find their own place. But generally, they all try to stay in the same area and always have babies in the same area because they know that's safe.
Yeah.
And it's just, in them. That's where they just go. I don't try to be like I know it all about birds or anything, but I have watched them for a long, long time right here in my yard.
Let me see if I can grab this. My Yahoo email has been acting up for 2 days, but this I sent to my Gmail, so maybe it'll.
What?
The picture.
What did you do?
I don't know what's going on with my Yahoo mail, but it is totally screwed up. Like I'll go to open mail and it'll cycle and cycle and cycle, and then I refresh it and then it will open it, and then I close it and it's fine. But if I delete anything, it cycles and cycles and cycles, and then I click refresh for the whole page, and it's like anything you've done, maybe lost. And I'm like, fuck it, and I hit okay, and everything is back to how it was before I opened any mail. I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, and I can't even get down to the bottom of the emails that I have, which kind of sucks because that's where the account numbers and passwords are for all of the utilities is in an email that Issa had sent to me like 2 years ago, and it's at the bottom of the list, and I can't get
You
to it.
can't search?
I tried; it wouldn't pull it up. It's like it doesn't exist.
Do you do it from your phone?
No, I don't do anything from my phone.
Oh, good God.
I hate doing shit on my phone. Let's see.
I do everything from the phone. I don't have a laptop or a computer or a tablet or a whatever else. Gooses are loud, and you know why they're loud right now? It's because they are full of hormones. And there's
That's
a lot of barking going on. They're saying, "Look at my girl. She's a good girl, and she's gonna have a baby. She's a good girl, and I'm a great dude." And they want everybody to know it.
so that's the ring that I stamped today. Bam. Tribal sun and a crescent moon.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a really cool sun, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I originally started
Right,
off
Bobby?
so that sun would be in the center of the little spot, but the stamp itself, when I went to smash it, the stamp slid.
I love you too, Scarlett.
So it ended up off center. So I put the moon on there to balance it out. Yep. Thank you, TG. So, because I screwed up the things I had been soldering, I was frustrated, and I wanted something accomplished. So
Hey, Mr. Jim.
hey, Mr. Jim, thank you. I have a gold rutilated quartz teardrop that I got from Mr. Jim that I am going to be working with probably tomorrow. I probably won't do any work today because of having the show and everything, but tomorrow I want to work with that teardrop. I also have Bumblebee Jasper that came from Mr. Jim that Linda had bought and sent to me, and then I have a blue kyanite that I bought. I think I got that from Fire Mountain Gems like a long time ago, like maybe 5 years ago, that I completely forgot I had. So I have those three stones that I'm trying to make something different things with. So, but today is going to be a non-work day. Unless I get motivated later tonight or something. But gold rutilated quartz is gorgeous. I love it. It's so pretty.
Well, do you have to always put stones? Can't you just create a free-form plain old silver something?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have to put stones on everything. I just like to work with stones. I can do stamped jewelry, or I could do the solderables like the turtle. I have some hearts and starfish and seashells and different things like that I could do.
I would just do like a whole bunch of bands of all different sizes.
Hmm. I even have flat back Swarovski crystals that I can set in things without having to do the bezels and stuff. Little teeny tiny sparklies. Yep.
I've got to stop buying jewelry. This month I got to pay for my glasses, so
Yeah.
finances are a little bit tight. I don't like to. I always pay everything in full at the end of the month, and I don't like to carry a balance on anything, and so
Yeah, I don't either, which is why with the
I'm gonna
electric
be a
bill, you
little
got to try.
hurty with my trip out of town and everything else I had to do before I left.
Yeah, it's why with the electric bill, I mean, my electric bill was lower than it was when it was, $300, but it was still $200, which is about $65 more than it should be. So, you know, and my internet bill is $80, and I just don't have it to do both. And the water bill is paid, and the electric bill is paid, so my necessities are paid now. For me, mentally, the internet is a necessity, but for living, it's not really. So hopefully, I'll be able to finish making some things and start selling some things and get the money for the internet bill, and then I'll be fine. I don't like stress. I hate stress. I really do. I don't know anybody who likes stress. There are some people, I suppose, who thrive on it. And those people are nuts. I don't like it. But
I think I have stress 24/7,
yep.
365. Got a lot to take care of. I have a lot of responsibility here.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing, I mean, there's different kinds of stress. There's like job stress where I stress over getting things made, especially if things go wrong with me physically that I'm not able to do it. Um, or like, melting the bezels, that kind of sucked. Whoops. Uh, you know, that kind of not meeting a goal stress. But then there's things like, oh my God, the power is going to get shut off stress. And they're totally different, you know. So,
Well, that bezel stuff, can't you just remelt it, flatten it out?
well, not when it's melted onto a piece of jewelry.
Can't you just cut that part off?
No. I mean, I can use the piece and saw different shapes out of that and use pieces from that to put onto other pieces as like accents and things like that. But that piece itself, you can't. That won't work. It's melted flat. I mean, fine silver melts like
Yeah, I
solid.
know. I
So
know. I
yeah,
know.
there's
I told you be careful, girl. You might
yeah.
have
Well,
to put some stuff on it to keep it from getting so hot.
I don't have
Heat
anything like
shield.
that, and I couldn't see very well, so it was hard to see when the other solder melted. It just yeah, I just shouldn't have even been working with it.
Well, you got to try it, and so there's no loss to you really, other than you're just learning from it and how hot to get it.
Yeah.
You got to have everything else done first.
So shit happens. Yeah, it wasn't a bezel wire. They were bezel cups. They were pre-made bezel cups,
Yeah.
and they just melted flat. That like collapsed. I was like, well, fuck.
Yeah, it's
Whoops.
just the bezel stuff is just so paper thin anyway.
Yeah.
Until you harden it,
Hmm.
um, it's very, very pliable and very, very easy to disappear.
I do, Adam. That's what I was doing. Is the problem? I didn't realize I was using fine silver. I should have read the package a little clearer. I didn't realize that I was using fine silver bezel instead of the sterling silver. With sterling silver, you can apply more heat to it, and with fine silver, it has a lower melting point. And I melted them. So,
Like I don't think I could even buy sterling bezel. I guess those pre-made cups though are,
yeah,
but
some of them aren't, some of them aren't. And I have a mixture of
because
both.
all the
So
bezel stuff is all fine.
yeah,
0.9999.
which is ridiculous when you think about it. They shouldn't make it fine silver because you have to apply heat to it so many times if you're making something and you're soldering multiple things onto a piece. I mean, you're heating and heating and heating. It just makes no sense to have it in fine silver. But hey, they do what they do. So yeah, as a matter of fact, I can show you.
Well, if you never use that gift card, you need to buy some cool tool or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's called.
Something.
Let's see. I could show you a ring I made out of 'em. So show you the labradorite one.
I love that.
Yep, there you go. I made that.
I like just simple like that.
Yep. And that's a 5 millimeter labradorite. It's not big. It does have full flash, not just that one little spot. The other side flashes too. It's just the way my lighting was. But yep, I made that, and let's see. I made that one, and that's a those are 4 millimeter stones, and that's a lapis lazuli and garnet. And those little silver things that the stones are sitting in are the bezel cups, and that's the kind of things that I melted by accident once. But yeah, see, I knew I shouldn't be anywhere near fire when I can't see clearly, and my eyes have been all kinds of screwed up lately between
Well,
allergies and eye
you
strain.
got to
And
get good at that, Cody, because a lot of that is applique, and you just got to know how to gauge your heat with the different
I am
thicknesses.
good at it, but I couldn't see, so I shouldn't have been fucking with it in the first place. But I thought I could keep my eyes clear enough long enough, but I couldn't see to watch when the solder flashed and melted. So I overheated it, and that's why I melted the bezel cups.
Mm. You need some super duper readers.
No, I just need to have allergies clear up, and I can't take Benadryl because
Oh,
it messes with my heart, my blood pressure.
I'm like, I'll send you some big old readers.
I can't wear glasses under the safety glasses. I need a big old magnifier that I can clamp onto the tables. Like one of those big magnifiers, like the size of my head, so
Mm-hmm.
that I can keep it up near my face and away from the flame, but I can still work. Yeah, I need one of
Right.
those.
See if they have one of those at like Harbor Freight or something.
Yeah, it wouldn't do me any good.
Well, I've got a Harbor Freight right over here. Like, I've got two of them within like 2 miles or
Yeah.
within
But they don't
5 miles.
give away things for free, so it would do me no good right now.
What do I do? I
I don't
do.
know.
I
But you
give
don't
away
need.
stuff for free all the time, Cody.
Yeah, well, ha ha ha, toilet water. No, if I said it needed to be as big as TG's ass, that would be a big magnifier. Boom. How do you like it now, bitch? Douchebag. Don't be douchey. Yeah. And you know what's fucked up is today I was gonna go out there and work on a couple of the things that I had planned, when my mom was here, and of course we canceled plans with mom because of the weather. And today my eyes aren't as bad. I'm like, this figures. So hopefully,
Hmm.
if my eyes stay this way, I might actually get out there after the show sometime tonight, and and maybe try and get some things done, or at least work until my eyes go, nope. Stop false advertising, TG. Fibber. So,
Scarlett, will you ever come on and not show your face and just come on and talk? Please. Pretty please.
I found a stackable ring that I had made that I forgot I made, and it's gold filled wire. And I was like, huh.
Really?
And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it while I was out there, and I'm like, is that gold or is that copper? I'm like, because the color could go either way. It might even be rose
Do you
gold.
even have to have solder with that?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I thought it just melted into itself.
No, that's fine silver that does that. Gold
So,
filled is just copper or a base metal with a layer of precious metal over it, like plated, but a thicker layer of metal. And so I'm looking at it, I'm like, but the color was different. It wasn't like gold. It's kind of like a rosy. So I was like, is that copper or is that gold? So I put it on my finger. I'm like, well, I'll put it on my finger for a little while because my skin reacts quickly to copper. And I stuck it on my pinky because it's a small size. I don't know. It's probably about a 6.5. And I'm doing my thing and I'm going and doing whatever and fucking things up and having a blast and organizing my work area and moving stuff around and took care of the dog and made something to eat and came back in my room and I went to lay down later on and my glove felt weird and I'm like, what the hell? And I took it and I still had the ring on my finger. I'm like, oh yeah, and I looked and it's not turning my finger green. I'm like, oh, it is gold. Cool. So yeah.
would you know that fast?
I would have known within 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm not that. I don't do that.
My skin is super sensitive to base metal and copper, things like that.
It'll probably take me a day and a half before
Yeah. So, and I
my
actually
skin likes metal.
I was looking at it and apparently I hammered it too because it's got some texture around. It's probably like a 16 gauge wire. The solder joint is not that clean, but um like you can definitely see where I soldered it. But I hammered the damn thing. Apparently gave it some texture. It's a cute little ring for a little stackable ring. It's approximately a 6.5 or so. But, oh yeah, my anything that's not silver or precious metal plated or stainless steel, I will react quickly to it. I've never worn platinum because platinum's way out of my range. Um, but gold, I don't react to gold. I don't react to silver. Now, if I put silver through my skin, like earring wires, my ears will blow up. My earlobes will just poof, infected immediately. I can't even have them in for 5 minutes, and bam.
Yikes!
Yeah, I can put gold and I can put surgical steel through piercings, but not sterling silver or regular stainless steel. Yeah. So, yeah, my skin is just super, super sensitive. Super, super sensitive.
Where is Bonnie?
Well, Big Burn is auctioning right now.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
It's where all the cool kids are.
So that's why there's only like 7 people in here.
I can't ever see how many people is in here.
Big Barn usually doesn't do auctions on Wednesdays, but they are today. Don't know if it's a
And
special.
usually Victoria and Nana are been doing that
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
on the Wednesdays.
A little,
And
a little old and a little new. Pam is a
is she on
special
too?
special guest on Big Barn right now. So
Hmm. It's a good thing I can't spend any money.
Mm. And Cajun is also doing his hump day auction. So
I mean, I could spend money. I just don't want to have debt that I can't pay off immediately.
I mean, there's 83 people at Big Barn, and there's 39 at Cajun's. So
What am I doing complaining about money? I got plenty of money.
So that explains why, there aren't too many people in here right now.
7?
Yeah. Well, now there's
So
6.
I haven't run 6 people off, and 2 of them are me and you.
Yep.
Whatevs.
Well, usually the Big Barn doesn't usually do Wednesdays. So
let me tell you what's going on in my yard.
okay.
Monday, after I got back from the thing, went and bought a bunch of plants. And I bought a bunch of mandavillas. And I had to replace an encore azalea. And so I cleaned up a bunch of beds, flower beds, and I've got an arbor that is like almost all the way to the dock. And it's covered in honeysuckles. And part of that honeysuckle vine was like dead, and I had to pull a bunch of that dead out and clean up a bunch of like big area stuff. So then yesterday I went back around and bagged all that crap up and put it in the garage because it was going to be raining. And anyway, I've got daffodils up. I've got peonies coming up. I have amaryllis coming up. The hyacinths are blooming. The irises are getting ready too. The azaleas are bloomed out. The dogwoods are starting to get buds on them, and they will be blooming pretty soon. It's like a major explosion right now going on at my place. Did you get all that?
Very cool. Sorry, I was opening something.
So I've dragged out some of my old pots that from last year that I had pulled up to the back door, and I overwintered a bunch of them, my hibiscus and a bunch of other stuff. And so I pulled that all out and cleaned those pots up, and things are starting to shape up. But I'm gonna be working outside a whole lot more, in the next few weeks, trying to get my place like super duper.
Yay!
Yeah, I like it real super duper and over the top. I like my house, and I don't mind spending money on pretty stuff. So I always have way too much pretty stuff going on at my place. But it's something I really like to do.
As long as you're enjoying yourself, that's the whole point.
Yeah, I'm not too old that I can't do it, so I can still do some of it. I'm a little bit slower now. But someone once told me that the time to fertilize your grass is when the forsythia blooms. And so my forsythia is blooming. My clematis is all getting leafed out, and some buds are forming everywhere. I've got clematis everywhere.
I have dandelions all over the backyard.
Oh, that's sad. But you can eat those. I've watched a lot of videos of people that eat dandelions.
My dog shits in the backyard. I'm not eating those.
Well, you know what? Psilocybin mushrooms grow out of cow shit. So if you don't like shit, I don't know what you're eating.
Well, that just canceled mushrooms off of my menu. Ew.
Okay, I'm just talking about the psilocybin ones, the ones that make you trip.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't do those, so.
That's a shame. But back in the day, that was what we did for fun. Just went out in the fields and picked them. Got to be grain-fed cows. And then you get
A lot of people eat.
fancy mushrooms.
A lot of people eat dandelions, PG. There's dandelion salad and tea and all kinds of things. Dandelions are very versatile, and the bees love them. So I don't mind there being dandelions in the backyard. I've got bees all over the place back there.
Nice.
Yep. As long as they stay out of the house, I'm good.
Well, they really don't want anything to do with you, so you're
Oh,
probably
yes,
just
they
fine.
do. Bees hate me. Bees and hornets and things, they hate me. They literally kamikaze dive bomb me all the time,
Really?
anytime they're near me. Yeah.
Maybe they're just trying to smell you.
Yeah, well, they can smell this because, nope. They bite me when they smell me, so I'm good. Thank
I
you.
talk to all of the birds and the bees and all the animals around here like a crazy person.
Well, tell the bees to leave me the fuck alone.
Well, they're not at my house. They're over at your place.
It's hive mentality. They all know what the others are thinking.
I don't know. Be along, and we're at least 3 hours apart.
It's like the freaking grapevine on 101 Dalmatians. They'll hear about it.
Well, if it was that close, I would try it. I mean, I could try it, but they might not know who Kodi is over there. Over there.
Yeah, I was not happy when I had mud dauber. I guess they're mud daubers. I don't know. They all look like wasps and hornets to me, but they made a nest on my light fixture on my porch, which is right in front of my door. So whenever I was sitting in the doorway smoking a cigarette, I'm just staring at the fucking thing, waiting for them to come dive bombing me. I hate them things. I cannot stand them. But the cold killed them off or made them go away or something because there's none in there now.
Spray some hairspray up there. Oh,
I
you
don't
probably
have
don't have
hairspray.
hairspray.
I don't have hairspray. I don't have any wasp stuff, and I wouldn't be able to close the door fast enough. So no, somebody else would have to do that. Like my landlord would have to do it as he was leaving or something. It's like spray it from the end of the porch.
Yeah, why don't you change your name to Peggy?
Because if I was going to do that, I might as well change it to Eileen. Because Cody's my name. That's why.
No, it ain't. Your name ain't even Kodi.
Yes, it is. It's the name I gave myself in the post office sends mail to me under Cody. So yes, it is.
Oh my God, I used to sign my cat up for mail all the time.
Well, if the post office recognizes the name that you use, then it's considered a legal alias with the government.
That's too damn bad.
So it's considered a
She
legal name.
gone now, so.
Well, I wasn't really talking about your cat. I was talking about it being my name.
Oh. Well, yeah, I guess you are Kodi. I mean, it's good enough for me. I don't call you by that other name.
Well, I don't really answer to the other name unless it's like a police officer. So.
But I mail you stuff to your real name.
Yes, that's fine. You'd get struck by lightning, toilet water.
You think? I don't know. She's pretty sweet.
She's full of shit, is what she is.
She's one of my best friends.
Well, your best friend's full of shit.
Yeah, so am I a lot of the time. It ain't a contest. And it ain't no deal breaker either.
Nope. My hands are killing me today. They hurt.
I'm doing all right today with my arthritis. I really thought it would be much worse.
Yeah.
I do have some going on in my one hand, but not the one that I thought would be bad.
Around 1 o'clock in the morning, I think I had been asleep for about 45 minutes, but around 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and the middle of my left hand, like right the middle of the heel of my left hand was itching like fucking crazy. And I had been trying to scratch it apparently while I was sleeping.
Oh
And it
no.
doesn't work when you're wearing gloves. So I ended up waking up and taking the glove off, both gloves off, and scratching my hand. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
Did you lose your gloves?
No, no, I still had them. But there's a lot of times I wake up and I'm scratching part of my hand or trying to get my fingers to stop itching or something because of the nerves.
So I thought I was gonna have to come home and start looking for a vehicle for my nephew, and it looks like that he is getting some help from his boss.
Oh, well, that's good.
And his plan last night, texted him. I didn't actually talk to him, but he was saying that he has been looking for a van so that
Oh,
that
God.
way he could even sleep in the van if he had to.
Yeah. Good luck to him. It's not comfortable sleeping in a vehicle. I don't care what it is. Unless you have that thing tricked out like an RV. Nah. I've slept in my car. It sucks.
I think he would sleep anywhere. He'd sleep in a barrel if he had a place to go.
If you have the money, there are some amazing things that you can do with vans and trucks and things like that to trick them out like an RV. I watch a little of those tiny house videos.
Oh my God, I love those.
Yeah. And seeing what people can do with such limited, I mean, it wouldn't work for me. My jewelry supplies wouldn't even fit in there, but seeing what they can do with like a conversion van or something and tricking it out so they even have a toilet in there, might not have a shower, but they have a toilet and a sink and stuff like that. It's amazing.
I don't know. I like a lot of room when I shower.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm really little, but I've got a lot of long hair and I need a lot of room.
Hmm. Well, I'm not little and I have long hair, so I definitely need a room. But they had one that was done. I watch a YouTube channel called Living Big in a Tiny House. Um, it's a really popular channel actually, and the guy that runs it, his name is Brian. Him and his wife own the channel, but he does everything on the channel, and he just goes to different places and visits people with tiny houses. And he went to this one place. Most of it's in Australia and New Zealand and places. Um, and the family had built a tiny house for one of their parents, for I think it was her, the wife's mother. And they tricked it out. It's all one floor. They tricked it out so that because she's got some mobility issues, they have it so that all the spaces are wide enough for her to, if she ends up in a wheelchair, to be able to use a wheelchair. But right now she uses a walker. The shower is large enough that she will be able to wheel a wheelchair into it if she needs to. And for right now, it's large enough that she can maneuver around with a walker and things like that. And like the bed is up on the ceiling and it comes down like electronically over where the couch is. So her bed is out of the way. And when she
Until
wants,
the motor breaks and then it's stuck in the down position or halfway down.
yeah. But like
Uh-oh. Gotta
what?
go. Hang on. I'm
Okay.
getting a call.
Okay. But they did this like glassed in porch that can open up like a deck, but it's glassed in, and that's where she has like her little craft supplies and stuff. It puts a whole new room onto it. It was really cool the way they did it. And it had a ramp that goes up to it and stuff. And I was like, see, now that I could live in. But it also cost them almost $200,000 to build. So, and they already had their own land. This is the thing. They're like, oh, living in a tiny house is cheaper. You can make one, you can have one built for 60 grand, which in the housing prices is a good deal. The problem is then you have to find land for it. And if you don't know somebody that has land that'll let you stay there, trying to find land for it is difficult or expensive. So there's always a catch. A lot of them, it's like, oh yeah, we spent 120,000 building the house, and my A friend of mine at the club had some property they let us use. Well, lucky you. It's like the fuck. Not everybody has friends or family that has property that can do that. And they do have things. A lot of the people in Australia, they have like a land share section, um ads for land sharing, and that's cool. The last one I just watched, the woman is actually on a nature preserve, and it's like 120 acres she's responsible for, and it's mostly like keeping the areas clean, making sure people aren't screwing around out there, and she's like an overseer for that section of the nature preserve, which is pretty cool. But her home's made out of shipping containers, which I always thought was really cool. Um, and it's really spacious. It's like three shipping containers, or three and a half, or something like that. Yeah, I like a lot of room too. Right now, I feel so claustrophobic in my bedroom because of all the stuff that's piled up in here. But it is what it is until we can get it cleared out. Tomorrow will be laundry day. Get my laundry done. That'd be nice. I don't know what else we're doing, but maybe just general cleanup, getting the floors swept and mopped and whatnot. My floor, it's so hard to mop my floors because all the flooring is coming up, which makes it really fun to maneuver the wheelchair over. I dread having to tell the landlord because I know he's going to blame it on when the dogs were going to the bathroom in the house, and that's not what it's from. Um, sure, that didn't help, but it's not what caused it, and he gonna bitch. So putting it off as long as possible. Dibbly doo, I see you.
Oh, what? No. No, not. I had a phone call. Sorry.
Okay.
It was my nephew's girlfriend.
Mm.
I thought it was him. And listen to this. Yeah, I'm blasting his business all out here on the YouTube. She wanted to have something sent here. And she was being real weird about it. And I was like, no.
Good for you.
I said, I have to, stick with the policy. And that's if he gets mail here, that's one thing because, whatever. But none of his friends can receive mail here. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, I mean, he's family. That's understanding, but
Well, I mean,
understandable.
she's nice. She's so nice, but they make bad choices. And
Right.
so it's just not good.
Yeah, I get it. My son gets mail here, and I told him Hector and Dorothea could get mail here, but that's because I know that they're good
Scarlett,
people.
where are you going?
Now, if he had just random people being like, "Hey, I got a friend of mine," I'd be like, "No," But him, Hector, and Dorothea, I know are okay, so I don't mind that.
I'm back.
Ugh, I'm gonna have to look it up. I was hoping that it was still in my recent subscriptions, in my subscription list, whatever it's called, but it's not. Um, oh wow, my bell wasn't wrong for that. I have to do that. And it's so funny watching this guy go into tiny houses because he's like 6'6".
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so watching Brian go into these tiny homes, he's
A
got a
big
duck.
person be comfortable in a small place?
Well, him and his wife live in a tiny home, so yeah.
Mm.
But they
Well,
made
I could
modifications.
see someone like me being in a small place and being okay, but
That's the YouTube channel, Living Big.
oh, maybe I've seen that.
But they made adjustments to the bedroom so that the ceiling was high enough for him to be comfortable. I don't know if he can stand up in their own home in the bedroom. But I know a lot of places they'll drop the ceiling in like their kitchen and bathroom so that they can have more headspace in their bedroom. See me, one, I wouldn't be able to do stairs. So my any bedroom I had would have to be on the bottom floor anyway. But there's no way, even when before I lost my leg with my bad back and everything, that I'd be able to crawl into a loft to go to sleep.
Hey,
When I
Crazy
was
May.
when I was a teenager, maybe. Hey, crazy maze.
Well,
Um,
what are those beds that pull out of the wall?
you mean the ones that fold down?
Yeah,
It's called a Pullman.
Murphy
Pullman bed.
bed. Murphy
Murphy
bed.
bed. Yeah. Yeah.
My,
There are some of them.
I
There are
had
some that
friends that had one of those. It was
there's
pretty
some
cool, but you wouldn't want to do that every damn night.
no. And there are some that have them that the other side, like when you put the bed up, if it's you can still see it and everything, the bottom part of it has like a desk that drops down. So you pull the bed up and you can still use that space as a work area. And that's I mean it's a cool idea, but I'm a pretty big person. I don't trust anything that's not solidly anchored on the floor. You know what I mean? I don't do things that are suspended from chains or ceilings or shit like that.
I'm making coffee.
But I mean, some of the ideas in these tiny homes are amazing. And storage space and all that. And I mean, I don't have a lot of clothes. I have a lot of stuff, but I don't have a lot of clothes. Most of the stuff that I have is either jewelry supplies or things that John got me, memories and things. A few things from back when I was a kid. But I've downsized so much in the past few years that I'm at bare minimum now. I just
What? Don't like a bunch of clutter because it messes up your flow?
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm living in a fucking storage unit right now. I feel cluttered. Ugh. I feel cluttered and claustrophobic. Things are too close to me. I don't like things being too close, and I don't like people being too close. It's like, get away from me. Even the animals don't crowd me. So except for Onyx. Onyx knows no personal boundaries. She's in my bubble all the time. But the other two are all right about it. And I just wish I could wiggle my nose and everything would be exactly how I want it, and it's not happening. My nose is broken. My wiggle is busted.
Hmm.
God, my screen is filthy.
Well, one of these days I'm going to drive over there. I wonder how far it is.
Well, when we drove to Florence, it took 6 hours.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just see. Wait, did I just get rid of you?
I don't know. Don't get
Are
rid of
you
me.
still there?
What did I
Okay, don't
do?
go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
Well, I didn't. You did.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out who you are. That's not what I'm trying to figure out.
Hmm.
I'm trying to figure out where you live. Okay, now let's look at it on the maps. Tell me if I lose you. Okay. No, can I?
According to Google, it's 4 hours and 33 minutes.
Why does it not want to do that? Okay, what? Directions. Finding the best route. 4 hours and 39 minutes 266 miles. 5 hours and 41 minutes going the toll road through Charlotte. Why the hell would I go that way?
Right?
And go through Florence. How does it take you 6 hours to get to Florence and it only takes me 4.5 hours to get all the way to your house?
Yeah, I don't know. John was giving me directions.
You went the wrong way.
Probably. We also had 2 annoying children in the car distracting me while I was driving. We were going to rescue my best friend's mom, who had 2 blowouts while she was traveling from Florida to Massachusetts. And the garage was giving her a super hard time about changing the tires and trying to charge her 4 times what it should be. Till I got there and gave them shit and told them I'd go public with them and they'd get really bad advertising and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden they gave her discounts. I'm like,
Get him, Karen. Get him.
that's not a Karen.
Any lady who complains now is going to be Karen.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, when someone is doing something illegal, it's not being a Karen to want
I'm
justice.
just messing with you. I know.
It got me upset that Victoria kept calling herself a Karen, and I was like, she must not know the definition of Karen because she was not being a Karen.
Totally not.
Yeah.
Although seriously, you have to wonder how much Larry tried to get services that were due to him.
I'm guessing probably not much because like he's so laid back and he just doesn't want to cause problems or make waves and so
I just hope that he did his best. And I mean, no, there's no harm. It all worked out. It's all right.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just letting things flow. There's just some people like, me, if there's an injustice done, I can't just sit there and be quiet about it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, wait a minute, you guys canceled my flight. And you're not even going to give me a hotel room? I mean, all airlines have hotel rooms reserved at hotel motels. All of the airlines will have accounts in those places that are around the airport for just that situation.
But they can only give out vouchers on certain things. Now it's different. An American is the least likely to accommodate. United or Southwest or Delta would have been on that. But American never will. You've got to demand it, and then you got to have, I don't know, be standing on one foot and holding your mouth just right or something. I don't know how you get that lucky.
You got to breathe through just one nostril while standing on your head.
But it doesn't happen on its own. Somebody's got to push them to the point where they do the right thing.
Yeah.
Continental. Is that even a thing now?
I don't know. I haven't flown on an airplane since 2002, and I don't remember what airline it was. But I had a crappy flight sitting next to a fat guy eating a fucking Subway Italian sandwich. Man, did that thing stink. And then he balled up the wrapper and all the trash and threw it under the seat in front of him.
Clash.
And then burped the whole rest of the way to California. I was like, oh my God, can I switch seats, please?
I
actually did eventually switch
seats. I don't like
seats.
to complain about people.
The flight,
yes, I do.
The flight was not full, so I was, there were like 6, 7 seats that were empty right next to me, and I was like, I asked the flight attendant, I was like, can I switch and sit over there? She looked at me, looked at the guy who's burping and belching and practically puking in his seat, and she goes, yeah, sure, sweetie, no problem. And I was like, thank you. And yeah. But he got up, left all the trash on the floor, and walked off. And they were coming through with, the trash bags so that you could throw your trash away. And
Well, Kodi, let me tell you about what I learned from the trip.
okay.
That Leanne is a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah. Okay.
She was the one that we didn't really know that came in and was so funny. She
Well,
was
that's good.
awesome.
It was just so loud. That's why I couldn't video chat with you too much because it was just the volume was too high.
Yeah, that
It
first
was
day was pretty loud.
it hurt my head. It was okay. All you fun people have given me a migraine. I need to go lay down now.
I really wanted to video a whole lot more, but I knew that you weren't feeling good.
Yeah. Well, I'm just so used to the quiet, and I like the quiet so that when I get inundated with cross conversation and loud volumes and all that, it's like a shock to my brain, and my brain doesn't react well to it.
And you know what? That Myra brought so much stuff. She was very, very generous for the amount of time that she stayed.
Huh. That's cool. What'd she
And
bring?
she brought all kinds of danishes and breads and a bunch of stuff. Just boxes of stuff. It was unbelievable.
So
She
she
was
brought a lot
very,
of
very nice.
sugary. She brought a lot of sugary things to the thing that had a lot of diabetics on it.
Yep, that's
And
that
she
was
trying to
it.
kill people or just
Yeah, yeah, that was her motivation right there, Kodi. She was like, see a bunch of people in a bad situation, I'm gonna take them over the edge.
right?
Box full of sugar.
I
I
mean,
know.
I
I
saw
don't
what
think it.
happened when Victoria.
No, I don't think it was like that. But
I, I saw what happened when Victoria found out there were donuts there, man. I thought she was going to orgasm right then and there. I'm like, oh God, there goes the sugar.
well, there was already Entenmann's donuts there, which
Yeah,
I prefer those to. I don't really care for Krispy Kreme.
yeah, I don't either.
Um, it's just I don't know. Yeah, it's too
You know
much
what are
hype.
really, really good? It's the
All hot donuts are good, people. Okay.
salted caramel. The salted caramel donuts. And is it Entman's that makes them or is it Little Debbie's? I don't know, one of them. But they make a salted caramel donut and they're like little donut crack. They are
Mm.
absolutely balls. I was like, oh my God, they were so good. Yeah. I can't buy them because I eat the entire bag at once. I
Yeah,
got
there
them
was so much food there, man.
when I
And
was in when I
I
lived
don't
in
know how,
Florida.
but I lost weight when I came back home, and I ate the whole time I was there.
Mm.
I drank less coffee than I usually do.
Oh, they're by Tasty Cake. My bad. Tasty Cake, salted caramel. Oh my God. I'm telling you, they are tiny donut crack. That's what they are.
And that
I got
stuff that Nana brought and made for breakfast,
yeah.
oh, perfect. And the
Nice.
thing that Victoria made, the Mexican thing, Mexican something bake, that was
Okay.
really good.
Hmm. I have no idea what I'm gonna have for food today.
Gobble dobble. Oh, you're such a goofball. It was so much fun. I wish we could have stayed there for like 2 weeks, but
Yeah.
because it was kind of like time came to a standstill when we were all together.
Yeah.
Like we were in that thrift store and I looked over and Nana Tink had her GoPro going. It was like the first time I'd even seen a camera going the whole time. We were all so busy, like no one was filming.
Hey, Lizzie. I want some too.
Hi,
I don't
Lizzie.
have any either. I don't even know if you guys would have them in the UK, but they're a brand called Tasty Cake, and it's Kake instead of Cake. And they're salted caramel little mini donuts in a bag, and they're so good. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Donut crack.
Who is 200 now?
I think Crazy Maze.
Oh,
Congratulations.
I don't even care about how many subs I have.
I haven't checked
It's
mine in a while.
funny. I was just talking about this with someone else, but I've helped so many people get a whole bunch of subs, and I'm still like 160 or 170 something. Nobody cares.
I haven't even checked mine in a while. Woo-hoo, 282. Woohoo. Yay.
Well, you're 100 and something more than me. 110.
Well, I've been doing lives for over a year, so
I don't really care. I'm not trying to be a millionaire off of YouTube.
yeah.
I'm not putting too much time into something that doesn't pay. I'm real picky about where I spend my time and my effort and my money. And one of them's got to be doing the other one,
Right?
right?
Oh, that damn chihuahua needs to shut up. Yep, 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 yep. And then my dog is like, boof. That chihuahua started barking at like 11 o'clock last night, and my dog was just like, boof. And I'm like, shut up. I'm like, really? One, the chihuahua cannot hear you. Two, I can. Be quiet. Yeah, little Debbie, can you drop your link or not because you're on the phone? Dibbly doo. Where'd you go? Uh
Sorry, I cannot.
oh. Okay, hold on. There you go. TG dropped it for you.
Thank you.
See, Toilet Girl comes in handy for some things.
She is a good mod.
Well,
I just wish, Scarlett, that you would have one more channel named I'm Scarlett. Or whatever your other name is. If you have another name besides
oh,
Scarlett.
Lizzie, that's Debbie. It's Debbie, little Debbie. Yep.
My name is Debbie. And I'm really little.
You're not.
Did you hear how Larry was saying how little I was?
Yeah, he seems to be.
She's only 2 foot.
He seems to be obsessing over your height. I'm like, calm down, Larry.
I'm a little bitty.
She might be small, but she's feisty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hello, Lizzie.
I'm actually getting a really bad headache over my right eye. I hate when that happens. Dog, nobody asked you your opinion.
Okay, so when I came home, my neighbor said, "Oh, you missed it." I said, "What?" The street was lined with cops again.
Oh my god.
I crossed the street, neighbor. It's not the word I wanted to use. So I don't know what happened, but it was over there.
Hmm.
I'm getting.
Not good. As far as I know, we haven't had cops on my end of the street anyway for at least a year. Ever since the wackadoodle at the end of the street left and the meth dealers at the top of the street left, we haven't really had um too many cop incidents here.
You know
Right?
what? You know what's funny about this guy? My next door neighbor is a cop, and he has his whole front of his house lit up with cameras
Yeah.
facing this dude's house.
Hmm.
And I mean, that dude over there is a mess. He's just a mess, and he's not safe to have in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Bye, Crazy May.
Bye, Crazy May. Have a great day. Yeah, I probably won't be on much longer either. My head hurts. I thought
Could
it would
be
go away. It
spring
started creep.
allergies. Spring allergies. Everything's blooming, and it's coming right in your house.
Yeah, it started creeping up about 20 minutes ago, and it's focused right above my right eye.
Mm-hmm.
And today's not a kick-ass day for my live anyway, because there's only now I've got 11 people in here. Just there's too much going on YouTube in our circle that has distracted people.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I don't really have to be where everybody is. I'm cool wherever I'm at.
It figures though, right? My eyes are generally clear right now, and now my head hurts so bad I can't keep my eyes open. Oh God, I can't win for losing. I tell you, one of these days everything's going to function correctly, and I'm not going to know what the fuck to do.
I think it will.
Yeah, Lizzie, I'm probably going to do that.
And then you'll be up all night.
That's okay. Then maybe I'll get some work done.
Yep. I like quiet time.
And it really doesn't matter if I lay down now or I wait and lay down later. I only sleep for limited amounts of time anyway, and then I'm up for a little while, then I'm down,
Oh,
then I'm up, then
really?
I'm down. So
I was in a pattern there where I was getting 2 hours.
yeah, I get an hour, hour and a half, two. Sometimes I even get three, and then I'm up for half an hour or so, and I'm back to bed again. It's my sleep is off, so I mean I can stay awake for 8 hours, and I'm still only going to sleep for an hour, and then I'll be up. So it's just when I'm tired, I sleep. That's what I do. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
I'm still trying to catch up from the weekend. I probably wouldn't have been so tired if I would have had like a regular bed, but I took a air bed
Yeah.
and slept on that, and just, it doesn't give you any support at all.
No. Thanks, Lizzie. Have a great day.
Bye.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it. An hour and a half. I think that's one of the shortest shows I've done, but I can't keep my head up and I can't keep my eyes open. It just hurts. So I hope everybody else has a
Kodi,
great
what
day.
if it's an aneurysm and you need to see a doctor? What are you going to do?
Thanks, Debbie. I won't worry about that at all now. Um,
I just love you so much. I don't want you to take something for granted and that it might be nothing.
yeah.
Sometimes
Well,
it could be something. So, do you have a plan for if it's something?
yeah. It's called 911.
All right. Okay. I trust you.
Have a great day, everybody. I will talk to you guys Saturday. I still do my live, and I'll be back. I'll be around. See y'all around the tube. Behave. Funny toilet water.
Yeah, right at the end, she's going to get that in there.
Uh huh. Bitch. Bye,
All right. Love
everybody.
you. See you
Love
later.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
Scarlett. Bye, everybody. What? There's Papa Ron. All right. Bye.